A couple of years back, my cousin, he told me the story about how he was never able to like sleep properly because he would always see like a tall guy in a silhouette with a top
With a
hat,
top hat.
resting at the foot of his bed or at the doorway. And it followed him for years. And even like, I don't know if I'm butchering the story, but like later on when he had like a girlfriend, she would like sleep over and
She would see
him too.
No.
Yeah. Like one time, apparently she slept over. The next morning she was gone. He called her like, yo, why'd you leave? He's like, well, I got creeped out because I saw like this thing, right? Okay, so take this in, right? Like months later, I'm recording my podcast with my homegirl, right? And she's very like spiritual, like open her third eye. She has so many encounters, like gone through like monks and Buddhists to like bless stuff for her. And she's been through it all. She was telling her stories on the podcast and I was getting chills. So I was like, you know what? I'll open up. Let me like tell the story. So I told her a story. And while we were recording, our friends were there in the room with us and she was like listening in. And when she heard my story, she was like, yo, it's crazy because she explained her experience with the tall man. And then as she was explaining, on the door. On the door. So yeah, so we heard 3 knocks, all stopped. We like all like dead silence. And this is when I was still like my mom was still living with me at the time.
Yeah.
And so I opened the door and no one's there. And then I go to my mom's room. She's asleep.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we're like, this can't like, what is this? And I know it wasn't them.
Yeah.
Because you could hear it from the door. We all looked towards the door.